Introducing Nose to Tail, a podcast where we explore the world of aviation lifecycle solutions, insights, and more. Presented by Jet Midwest.
Welcome back to the Nose to Tail podcast. I'm Patrick Kraus, COO of Jet Midwest. I'm here with Danny from AvGen. Danny, how you doing?
Good. How's it going, Patrick?
Good. Looking forward to having a conversation, getting a little bit of your aviation background and what you're doing today. Why don't we start with where you started?
Sure. First of all, thank you for having us today and taking
Absolutely.
the time. I started at technical school. I went to vocational technical school where then I achieved my airframe and power plant license. I did that for a few years. Once I completed that, I was lucky enough to get a job with, at the time, Hamilton Sunstrand and the repair facility they have located in South Florida. It was a great opportunity to join right off the bat, right off of school, join a huge OEM with lots of opportunities, lots of knowledge, and it was just a lot to learn. We were learning every day something new. In that role, I started off as a technician, specifically for the power generation components, IDGs. So I worked in that product line for about 8 years, specialized in that. And then I realized, this is such a great opportunity. I need to start, doing other things, right? Different things came along. So I was also lucky enough to get an opportunity as a customer service representative. So I did that for a few years and learned the completely different aspects of the business. You see things in a different light. It's just totally different. You think you know the industry, but at that point, I only knew what was the technician side, the technical side, the service bulletins, all the technical data. But then when I went to customer service, I saw the different challenges that the industry and the business sees every day, from giving customer satisfaction and just the overall customer experience and the customer facing.
Yeah, certainly in the MRO component world, the technicians get frustrated when they work on something. Hurry, go. And then, they do all this extra effort, they get it all done, and then it sits there for 2 weeks or 3 weeks. They're like, what the heck? I killed myself on overtime to do this, and it's just sitting here.
That's right.
That airline had to make a different decision about, paying the bill because maybe they were prepay or something, and they had to corral all the money to pay you, and we're not going to ship it without that, perhaps, right? So I could certainly understand. Now, from a technician standpoint, maybe that armed you with some methods to communicate and maybe some strengths to actually go from technical to the sales department. Because I never had a technical background. I literally just pick up the phone and start calling people. So it was all personality, which I guess maybe I'm okay with. But having that technical training, maybe how did that help you accelerate what you did as a salesperson?
I think it helped me in different aspects, from just gaining the customer's confidence, being able to respond to their questions in maybe a little bit more timely fashion, rather than having to go to the engineering team. I was able to just answer right off the bat. And being from a technical background, really enjoying the technical aspect of the industry, I love talking about mechanical and technical stuff, so I can talk forever, And
That's
it just
good.
made it easy. It just made it easier to gain that trust from the customers.
There certainly is a confidence that comes when you're able to articulate something to them. Our repair station has an AMOC on a fairly significant repair on the 757 inlet cowls. And a lot of people are shocked when I come into the meeting and we're trying to sell them on this service, and they're asking me questions, technical questions, and I've got good answers. I'm not an engineer. I don't do anything but go watch them. But it certainly definitely gives them a sense of these guys actually know what they're talking about and what they're doing, and it makes it easier just to bridge that gap, because there's a fear based on their side. Can you actually perform? And you're saying, no, not only do I know what's wrong with it, I can tell you how to fix that myself right here in the shop. And every time that widget breaks, this is what happens, and that's what's happening to you guys because you're using the wrong tool to remove it or something along those lines. And then you come up with the solution that helps them maybe change your process.
That's right. Yep. That sounds just like it. Yep.
So what you did at Hamilton, now it sounds like you guys transferred those capabilities and that expertise, and that's really what you came into here at AvGen, where you're at today.
So AvGen was first created, being with my background, power generation, right? That's a very significant component in the aircraft and on the QEC. We decided to start AvGen with a smaller entry-level product line, such as galley, beverage makers, ovens. It's a nuisance product. It's always got to be removed. It's always got some sort of issue. And we were able to implement that knowledge, all those different lean principles and just process improvement. And then we were able to implement all these things so that get that reliability in the coffee products and the galley and the oven components and the water heaters and all these different components.
Yeah, I always, when we start our component shop, we went about it 18 different wrong ways. And we ended up at a great place where I'm super happy where we are. And I always early on thought, man, if we could do coffee makers and ovens and chillers, these things, 'cause I have so many. I mean, at some point in time, I reached a whole shelving rack, and we had like 100 toilets.
Wow.
And everybody I talked to who was in that business is like, hey, I don't know that you want to be in this business, but you can go ahead and send it to us. We'll just cut you a great deal, so that they incentivize me to not go do that. So that's kind of what we did. We tore a bunch of them down for the piece parts, which are the value anyway, and then just worked with great partners on it. So I always had this as a business person. I always thought, man, I get so many calls on these things, and I never have them ready to go. So, I guess that's my Wayback Machine.
It's a very popular product line, and it's
Yeah.
every day someone's going out for one.
So what's made AvGen, now that you've grown a little bit beyond coffee makers, what's really set you guys apart? What really is the signature thing that you're going to be known for?
So our signature thing is really reliability. Reliability specifically across the board, but even more so on the power generation side. We're able to put all that knowledge where we saw lots of units. We're lucky enough to be at the OEM where we see a lot of volume. When you see big volumes, you see trends, you see different things that maybe smaller opportunities won't get you that opportunity.
So we were talking a little bit earlier about your background, and so you're a technical guy, then you go into the sales. Tell me about how you formed your quality background. How did that last segment of your career come together?
There was an opportunity also at Hamilton Structure at the OEM to become an AS 9100 certified auditor. So, I said, why not? Let's see how that goes, With an A&P background, you have somewhat of a quality, understand quality, what's requirements. But, being able to take those courses and getting that knowledge it's just, again, another view of the industry. And it shows how important reliability is and quality is on a day-to-day basis, not just on a monthly or maybe annual when you got that auditor coming through, right?
Right, exactly.
It's a day-to-day, minute-to-minute job. It's got to be on everyone's minds, and it becomes easier. When it becomes part of your process, it just becomes a day-to-day activity, and you implement that, and then you get your results, right?
Absolutely. So obviously, being the auditor, that certainly is awesome when you're in the shop, and nobody can get away with anything, right?
Yeah, that's right.
From a business development perspective, you guys in a growth pattern. I assume 2025 is going to be the best year you've ever had.
Really is. So far, first quarter was amazing, broke records. I think the whole industry itself is just, you can see it. This show is probably one of the biggest shows I've ever attended. And you can see the volume of people, companies, and it's just doing great.
Yeah, I definitely see the marketplace in a very good spot, and where our success has gone up as well. I think the market is just poised to continue to grow.
We'll continue this discussion on the next episode of Nose to Tail, a podcast presented by Jet Midwest. Don't forget to please like and subscribe to our channel.